Light Yagami was a brilliant young man. He was disgusted by the evil in the world. He saw criminals going unpunished. He felt despair at the thought of victims suffering. Then he found the Death Note. This supernatural notebook gave him the power to kill anyone. He could do it simply by writing their name in it. Light saw a chance to change the world. He decided to create a utopia. His utopia would be free from crime and suffering. Light's vision was radical. He believed he could cleanse the world of evil. He would act as judge, jury, and executioner. His decisions were absolute. He used the name Kira to carry out his mission. Kira became a symbol of fear for criminals, but he was also a beacon of hope for the innocent. Light truly believed in his cause. He was willing to sacrifice anything to achieve it. Light's vision resonated with many. People were tired of living in fear. They saw Kira as their savior. Crime rates plummeted globally. The world held its breath. It watched as Light began to reshape it in his image. Could one man truly eradicate evil, or was he destined to become a tyrant? The line between justice and evil blurred with each name Light wrote in the Death Note. His actions ignited a global debate. Was Kira a hero or a monster? Regardless, Light's vision for a crime-free world was powerful. It challenged the very foundations of justice and morality. Light's transformation into Kira was swift and decisive. He didn't hesitate to use the Death Note. He targeted criminals who he deemed irredeemable. He started with petty thieves and murderers. Then he moved on to corrupt officials and criminals on a global scale. Each death was quick and precise. He often orchestrated the deaths to appear like heart attacks. This added to the fear and mystery surrounding Kira. One of the most impactful scenes showcasing Light's ruthlessness is the broadcast station incident. A criminal, desperate to expose Kira, took over a television station. He held hostages and demanded to speak to Kira directly. Light, disguised as Kira, used the broadcast to his advantage. He spoke to the criminal, appearing to empathize with his cause. Then, Light manipulated the criminal into revealing his face to the cameras. With the criminal's identity confirmed, Light used the Death Note, killing him live on air. This event solidified Kira's power and sent a chilling message to anyone who dared to oppose him. Light's actions were calculated and cold, yet they were undeniably effective. Crime rates continued to plummet. People around the world worshipped Kira as a god. He had become the embodiment of swift and absolute justice. However, Light's methods were extreme. His disregard for due process and the sanctity of life raised serious ethical questions. Was he truly delivering justice? Or was he simply a murderer hiding behind a noble goal? The line between good and evil became increasingly blurry as Light's reign as Kira continued. Light's belief in his actions was unwavering. He saw himself as a surgeon, excising the tumors of evil from the world. He argued that traditional justice systems were flawed. They were slow, often letting criminals escape punishment. Light believed that the fear of Kira would deter future crime. He saw his methods as a necessary evil. It was a small price to pay for a world free from fear and suffering. Light's resolve was tested time and again. He faced opposition from law enforcement agencies worldwide. He also faced internal conflict. He grappled with the consequences of his actions, yet he always found justification in his mission. He clung to the belief that he was creating a better world. He was willing to shoulder the burden of countless deaths for the sake of a greater good. One scene that highlights Light's internal struggle is his conversation with his father, Soichiro Yagami, a police detective. Soichiro, unaware of his son's true identity, expressed his disgust for Kira's methods. He argued that no one had the right to take a human life. Light, forced to confront his father's moral compass, defended his actions. He argued that Kira's justice was swift and absolute, bringing a new kind of peace to the world. This internal conflict showcased the complexity of Light's character. He wasn't simply a cold-hearted killer. He genuinely believed in his mission and the righteousness of his cause. He was willing to make difficult choices, even if it meant sacrificing his own soul. Enter L, the world's greatest detective. L was as brilliant and enigmatic as Light. He dedicated his life to solving the world's most baffling crimes. L immediately recognized the danger of Kira's philosophy. He saw it as a dangerous perversion of justice. L believed in the law. He believed in the right to a fair trial. He vowed to bring Kira to justice, no matter the cost. L's methods were methodical and unorthodox. He relied on logic, deduction, and a willingness to bend the rules. He operated outside the traditional justice system. This gave him more freedom to pursue Kira. L's dedication to justice was as strong as Light's. He refused to compromise his principles even when facing a seemingly unstoppable force like Kira. L became fixated on exposing Kira. He used his vast resources and intellect to set traps. He manipulated events to force Kira into making mistakes. L's dedication to upholding the law set him on a collision course with Light. It became a battle of wits between two brilliant minds. L's unwavering belief in the law provided a stark contrast to Kira's brand of justice. He served as a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming evil, the principles of justice and due process must be upheld.